Testing, testing, testing. Hey, you will make it TV followers, viewers, supporters, and listeners. Thank you for clicking on another insightful and relatable topic and story here with the You Will Make It TV channel with your favorite audio host and author, commenter, and reactionary, blogger, and so much more. All the other things I do. Hit that like button to show your support. Hit that subscribe bell as we dive into another randomly selected and viral story topic, relatable topic. We like to refer to these because, as I've said time and time and time and time before, some of us, the only thing that make us different or separates us from the class of celebrities is the money. You understand? You see, a lot of us still have relatable issues, especially pertaining to family rivalries, friendship rivalries, problems with our employers. Because just because these guys are celebrities, do not mean they don't have issues with the people they sign contracts with sometimes, etc., etc. Today's topic is about a viral clip of Glorilla, the FNF Memphis rapper, uh, FNF. It's like the lyrics are so crazy, you have to say FNF. But we all know FNF stood for FUCKNIGGA, free. And that was just her whole motto. That was her slogan. This is one of the songs that literally blew her name up. And she pretty much carries on in this song saying, hey, my hair loan, my paper loan, everything I need, I got it. And she said she's gonna be giving she's just gonna have a FNF summer, which she had a lot of ladies, single people feeling herself, you know, they gave pride and glory to not having somebody using them. That's what FNF would mean. Like you don't have somebody using you, abusing you, woo, woo, woo. So that's what made it kind of coincidental to me that of all celebrities being accused of this, I wouldn't say I was shocked, but I was just more like, what a coincidence. Because it's the same rapper that got a whole song about being quote unquote fuck nigga free. I'm just quoting the lyrics, okay? I don't mean to sound derogatory, but I do always check the not made for kids for my content that is not for, you know what I'm saying, that's only reserved for mature audiences. I do check the appropriate boxes and stuff before I go live, so do know that, okay? None of my content even pops up if you have the kid parental control on your child's device on YouTube. You will make it TV. Some of our videos won't even pop up on their recommended videos because I always click not for kids if I know we might have a cuss word here or there. But for this one, when you're talking about rappers and everything, sometimes you might you might have to cuss on the side talking about the topic. So um, I am about to give my reaction and commentary to, especially me as a reactionist, a music head, a lover of women rappers. Since I've known what rap was, I'm a great candidate for this topic. Cause I promise the opinions are already divided. Some are saying no, Glorilla is not obligated to turn around her or any other person in the industry, or any person who has a level up, or any person who has a expand of financial increase is not obligated to turn around and help their whole family out the hood. Cause look, y'all, if every celebrity was really doing it, we probably would have a lower percentage of lower class right now. Like, yeah. Like, for example, if somebody in your family becomes a teacher, a doctor, just some other professional category that's not a rapper, that's not something where you would attract a lot of fame. Yes, when you get your teaching license, you do attract a lot of fame. People don't know what certain careers come with. First of all, I'm trying to give my reaction one step at a time. Okay, so yes, your fame is just now in the world of educators. Not every street man or woman would know you just because you have an elevation as a teacher, unless you came from the hood, right? And you got a lot of teachers who do still teach in low income or poverty stricken communities. So what? That doesn't mean that a little fame and notoriety doesn't come with, you know, their new career. It's just that their fame and notoriety would more come from the class of people that they work with. You understand? If you become one of the best workers in anything that you do, you automatically receive fame. So fame is fame and fortune is fortune. Not everybody who gains fame from one traction, one social media skit, one social media short, uh, one song, one movie. Not everybody gain fame has the fortune that comes with it. And I think the past 5 to 10 years of industry exposures have definitely shown us that not everybody who receives fame receives fortune. And I'm gonna say it one more time, okay? Not everybody who's famous is fortunate. What do y'all mean? You can also be famous and go viral and trend for the wrong reasons, for bad reasons. That's what I'm saying, for unlikable reasons, which some of the best of us go through that too. Even the beautiful Miss Whitney Houston couldn't avoid slander and people gossiping in the tabloids, on the headlines, on TMZ. You know how old TMZ is? I only bring them up because I was laughing because I saw that one of her siblings is already doing TMZ interviews, still pretty much openly showing her disdain that her sister, she just feels a little forgotten, or maybe like her sister has forgotten where she come from, right? Since she has gained fame. Like with Glorilla, I was trying to look at it though. She ain't been a rapper that long. She is still considered one of these new rappers, in my opinion. And that's one thing I feel like happens a lot too. Like even with those guys, the Island Boys. That's why they were popular for a second, and then we barely hear them making any music anymore. Not everybody is gonna be repeat hit makers, repeat #1 Billboard artists. So yes, sometimes that fame and fortune, if you do have both, doesn't even last long. You see, what I'm saying is, I would never trip off a family member blowing up. They can test me too. Give any one of my family members a deal if you want to. I'm the type of person, I'm not gonna be mad. I don't have to go tell everybody that's my cousin, that's my auntie. I just naturally feel this way. Like I would think that's crazy that somebody close to me the fuck made it. That's all I would think. I wouldn't be hating and like, hey, I need to call your assistant. We need $1 million over here. Remember us? Because her sister came on live and said they've been eating out of cans. They've been eating beans out of cans. That would mean you have a shortage on dishes, first of all. I didn't think nothing of that. What's wrong with eating a can of beans? That's what's wrong with Americans. You only eat that kind of stuff when you're hungry, huh? But it was food the whole time. I'm not mocking Glorilla's sister that's uh stating her opinions right now. You know what I'm saying? I actually am just kind of agreeing with her. It's nothing wrong with eating a cake, first of all. But she's saying when your sister is the Glorilla, the rapper, she shouldn't have to. You gotta pay attention to what she's saying. She feel like she shouldn't have to eat stuff like that or still go through the same things. And her sister is such a big rapper, like with so much money. So I think they was probably cool, but like the sister was saying, everything was cool till she saw that it seemed like her sister was buying other people's stuff with her rapper money before her own family. People don't care about you coming up. They're not hating on you. But when they see that kind of stuff, that's probably what usually ruffles feathers. Like, oh, okay, you a millionaire now. You worth $1 million. Your net worth millions of dollars. You done went and bought one of your staff a brand new Range Rover, and your family over there eating beans out of cans. People be so mad when stuff like that get exposed. You can't get mad about that. If you didn't care about them eating beans out of a can, you didn't care. But don't get mad. I'm not saying Glorilla is mad. They said lately she just been trolling her sister back. Like, cause y'all gotta understand when people siblings a lot of times know one another better than anybody ever will. And I wouldn't care if you they best friend, they cousin, like it doesn't matter. Siblings know each other better. You heard how her sister is talking, right? Her sister's on there saying, "Yeah, I remember we used to sleep on the floor together. We was raised together. We ate together. We were homeschooled together." Just kind of sharing a little bit more of their story, cause I don't know about y'all. I ain't never really heard her talk too much about her. Like when her sister came out live talking about their life, I didn't even know she had that many siblings. It reminded me a lot of people I know and people and myself. Some of us do come from very big families. It's absolutely nothing wrong with it. But when you come from a big family, I guess there can be more challenges because uh, if one of them make it, you got more of them. Them kind of people, they have more to provide for if they choose to do that. Like, oh, okay, I made it. I'm making millions of dollars now. Let me help my big family back home. How many celebrities do you see doing it though? How many celebrities do you see doing it? We ain't even talking about families like that actually go back to their communities and help rebuild their communities. Obviously, they're not even allowed to do that. That's what it's seeming like. I would say maybe they're not allowed to do that or something. So, um, how many actors, for example, TV personalities, influencers, go back to their hometowns and literally invest money there first? Like boom, you sign a rap deal, you record your first hit album, it does well. We ain't even talking about the Grammys or Emmys or none of that yet. You make your first check, right? That's why from as soon as those guys' status change, things have to change around them. Like, how are you a celebrity and the whole world know every time you get paid? That's weird. If you're doing different kind of deals and contracts and hustling as a rich person, people shouldn't actually know every time you get paid. They can know you got money. I mean, that you probably can't hide after so long. But why would they know every time you get paid? Like every time your producer paid? They can tell about when you get paid because y'all know when they doing shows and stuff. Those shows aren't free. When they doing shows and concert, it's not free to promote it. It's not free for them to show up. It's not free for anybody that walks through the door. They're gonna pay a ticket and admission fee. This is how it's always gone. That's why they have to change stuff from the day that they sign those contracts, guys. And because people just think, oh, they got money now, they different. No, like what kind of deals and contracts are they tied to? For example, if you sign a contract with the army to join the army, no, you can't just do everything your family wants you to do no more. You now kind of belong to the army for a little while, for however long you signed that contract for. You get what I'm saying? It's like those 18 years in the first beginnings of everybody's lives in the households that they're raised in. Those are those years, those are those memories, those are the history that counts at the end of the day. Because after that, when everybody get grown and they decide what they want to do, uh, going to chase their careers and pay their bills and take care of their families. Everybody don't have families. That's another thing. But the ones that do, it is unfortunate that we seem to kind of see more of a peak and repetition of people sharing stories of them feeling like their kinfolk made it and they weren't even able to turn around and come back and resurface their community, resurface their neighborhood. And the rappers, this is what I meant to say about this. The rappers that did try to, like Nipsey Hussle, Young Dolph, like the ones we real life, they have footage, they have proof of these rappers actually attempting to. This is what I'm trying to point out. This is exactly what I'm trying to point out. This is not a cultural thing, in my opinion. Happy Black History Month to all out there. Uh, uh, this is not a cultural thing though. This is pay attention to like the artists that did seem to try to come back to their hometowns and give back and make sure they just give it back to their community somehow. Even Michael Jordan, all of them. Now I'm talking about rappers though for a second. The ones that were doing it, they not even with us no more. That's what's sad. They tried to go back to their hometown and maybe support a small mom and pop shop in their new Ferrari. And it usually never works out. If you pull back to your old community neighborhood where you were raised, you could probably only do that in small towns. If you were raised in a small town and get away with that. You understand? Not I don't know how to describe it, but you trying to come back to a regular big city after you done made it, that doesn't work out for everybody. That's why there's rappers not here right now. Cause they tried that. They tried to come back around and give back and pass out turkeys, pass out basketball shoes, sign contracts so the kids can have scholarships in the communities. And that's what I want to encourage here if you will make it TV. If you do want to give back, there is a such thing as feeding people with a long spoon. You could be donating money to a county, a city, a community, or organization, and nobody even know it's you. That part. But then, do you still get your tax breaks and everything? I mean, you kind of have to reveal that it's your organization or yourself donating the money, but I'm saying you don't always have to be there physically. But have we even seen that? Like, are they donating to children's hospitals or are any of them turning around giving back, not just to their families, but maybe to those hometowns that helped to shape and mold and raise them? Uh, it's like they just be like, oh, well, I made it. I'm better than y'all. I know it can look that way. Even I know that. But there's different categories. First of all, can you make sure the person even made it yet? Like Glorilla, she seems to have quote unquote made it, right? You're on Grammy Award shows, you're traveling, you're doing concerts, you're doing shows, so your family assume you done made it. You feel me? But like I said, you have to make sure that fame and fortune tie hand in hand with everybody. Some people famous, they ain't even got no money. Period. Some people are fortunate and they rich, but people don't even know who they are. They don't go out in regular community out here with mingling with people every day. And yeah, there's plenty of rich people y'all ain't never heard of. We'll never know about. And I commend and respect those too. Like they actually try to stay more hidden with their money. And I'm not gonna say that's a bad thing all the time. Of course they would want to criminalize it like, oh, this person don't want to show their money. They got something to hide. That's my problem with the new generation in the first place. Like they are so entitled, they want your privacy too. Cause when you're rich, you're not always. I just never knew too many rich people that were, you know, this became some kind of new culture where people are showing all their stuff on social media, showing their lifestyle, showing them traveling, showing what the things they buy and do reviews on. You see, it's positive in a way because we get to share our experiences more openly and get more open commentary. That's understandable when you are a promoter or something or somebody who does advertisement and marketing for work. But everybody don't do that. For example, like Glorilla's sister have to understand. I mean with some rappers, yes, their family had a big part in playing like Michael Jackson, right? He wasn't a rapper, but we all know his dad and mom had played a big part in him finding success in the music industry. Most definitely. But like Some of these people, they ain't lying. They went and found success on their own. Nobody knew what industry they wanted to join. Nobody knew their talents and skills. There are some people out here like that, not even a family. Okay, so they go put in all the hard work, sweating, getting laughed at, trying to reach their dreams and goals, and then they supposed to pass out money back to everybody at home. Like that's crazy, bro. Why we don't see more families? It's look like they just get handed to the industry, and then you don't see their families no more. People are starting to notice that. It's like understandable in a way, but shouldn't you still have some kind of connection to like that's just stupid. You mean to tell me all these people who have gained fame and notoriety, this slowly happened in society now, right before our eyes? You know, what happened to the rappers that actually used to reverence their day ones and A1s and uh they took pride in like, you know what I'm saying, where they come from. You gonna see their family on all the interviews. You don't really see that culture as much anymore. And if you do see their family on interviews, it's always something negative about that person. And they all say the same thing. They just be like, this person forgot about it. This person don't come on, bro. It's one thing to become a millionaire, to maintain millionaire status. I'm sure you have a lot of other things that you have to be accountable and responsible for outside of your family. But once again, that's not an excuse because a person that want to pay for you a new house or buy you a new car or just pay your bills ain't even physically got to be in front of you to do that. That's what I don't understand about some of these famous people. Now, what is it that the people want? Do they be envious of their fame, y'all? Or like really think about this. Are they envious of the fame a person seems to get or the fortune? Most people thought it was the fortune. Everybody's after the fortune, follow the money. But I'm sitting here trying to remind people that there are people that are not even fortunate, that are famous. They went viral for all kind of reasons when you're talking about today. So yeah, you can have fame without fortune. It might seem like a sour deal, but it's possible. You can have fame without fortune. You can have fortune without fame. That means it is totally your choice. Once you know that you have become fortunate or you gain some type of fortune or you make more money, that's dumb. Why would you just still sit around and move the same? People really actually expect you to do that. They expect you to just be a money tree standing there covered with a blanket, not saying anything, just working hard, being in Glorilla's case, being Glorilla, rapping and making all these songs and albums. And the family still somewhere should be shining. That's what her sister says about it. She said, in her opinion, yeah, she is obligated because I didn't even know that. I'm not saying, Glorilla, I don't know. I didn't even come here to give my opinion on what I feel about her rap skills or nothing like that. But I will say this. I didn't know that she had 10 siblings. You feel me? I would judge anybody in that caliber of coming from a big family different. See, Jim Carrey came from a big family too. One of the most famous comedians of our time. People don't be knowing this stuff. Um, Now they're supposed to turn around. Your millions gonna. I'm just being honest. Ain't it gonna be going faster if you're trying to take care of the whole family tree? But yes, building generational wealth, that's a different topic. Because if you're just sitting there passing money out, yeah, you're just spending the money. So what's being invested in? If I give out money and I get rich to family, they better have proof of what they invested their money in. I would be that serious of a businesswoman. You understand? Like, okay, I gave you $10,000 back 6 months ago. You calling me back 6 months later asking for 20,000, which is 10,000 more than what I gave you 6 months ago. What did you do with the money? Like, if I was a celebrity, I would be that kind of person. Like, you can't just keep calling me, getting money out of me because I'm a millionaire now. Like, what? What happened to the 10,000 I gave you? If they try to lie to me and be like, no, ain't no excuses. Cause I'm gonna be able to tell the people, I help. If I help you one time, you shouldn't need my help no more. What I might bless your game with. I know it seems simple, but maybe it's not that simple. But I already be thinking about these kind of things. Uh, if I blessed you with 5,000, and you think that ain't fair, cause you know I'm a millionaire, but anything that's handed to you completely free, even if it come from a family member, why would you not look at that as something you should be grateful for? Like invest in, like invest it. Why? Okay, so you just gonna go to the mall and shop with the $5,000 just because I'm your sister and I'm a rapper now? No, that don't make no sense. You better take that 5,000, go buy you two cash cars, flip them two cash cars, keep flipping them cars until you can open your own auto sales shop. There's no excuse. I would tell my, you know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to give examples, but like, ain't no way you would just be embarrassing yourself. You wouldn't be able to jump on interviews and say, I didn't try to give back to the community or I didn't try to give back to people that helped me. The thing is, you can't control what I give you. That's number one. Because if you were to sit there and try to count up and put a value on how much somebody owe you because of how you was there for them before they blew up, ain't no telling how much you would say they owe you. You like, I listened to all your boyfriend problems back in the day. I used to do your hair. I used to babysit your daughter. I used to, okay. So how much would you say I owe you? That's crazy just because I'm a millionaire. Just ask for it. Don't get on these viral things trying to get on the internet and drag people to court talking about what you think they should pay you because they're not giving it to you willingly. Now, once again, I would be different from Glorilla. I would give back. That's the thing. God know my heart too. That was, that's how I know that life can change in the blink of an eye and stuff like that. Because I just always said, I don't know, maybe it's a big sister thing or a older sibling thing. But yeah, if your life changed, why wouldn't you want to turn around? They knew you would be that one too. That's another thing I'm just now thinking about. Out of all of the family members, I'm that one that if I was a million or billionaire, everybody would have had businesses and stuff going anyway. Cause I would have made sure of that. I would have got highly pissed if I become a millionaire. I give a family member $10,000, and you calling me back 6 months later talking about you need 20,000 more. Mo, what happened to the 10? I swear. I mean, you're gonna gain enemies. You're gonna have a few of them that don't like you because you're telling them straight up. Now, if somebody invests $10,000 in you, that's what I would. I wouldn't just be passing no money out. Like, what you finna do with this? And I need a percentage too. This would stay business because when these people gain fame and fortune, it has to be about business. If there's no business going on, ain't nobody getting no money. That's why this is funny to me. When I was watching the her sister go off about that, I was just quietly laughing to myself because I thought it was funny. 100% relatable as well because anybody can go through that. Y'all be best buddies as long as both of y'all struggling. Let one of y'all come up. Let one of y'all have a breakthrough. Now what? Now everybody's bringing up whose money, who should be providing for who. Now on the part about her sister being mad that she not helping a mama, I can kind of feel that. Cause see, siblings, what a lot of people don't know, siblings, that's deep. Even if one of their siblings is sitting there hurting their parent, some siblings that's not finna sit well with them. Like, hey, that's our parent. What are you doing? That's out. They will remind you of all people, one of your siblings. Like, that's our mom, that's our dad. Like, what is you on? Like, even if you don't care for us, why wouldn't you take care of that person? That person took care of you through their struggles. And like her sister was saying, it was 10 of them. And I know that still hurts older people to this day. Like, imagine investing and doing everything you're supposed to do when them youngins is young and you turn around and need help and got arthritis. I think I got arthritis now. I ain't got it checked out yet. because I think I'm still in denial a little bit. I don't know, but my hands will get to hurting. You hear me? And I'm not even 40 yet. I'm pushing it a little bit, but I'm not quite. I've got a ways to go before I'm 40. You hear me? So I was just telling my daughter last night how I'm finna invest. It's sometimes just vitamins, not even food. Just investing in vitamins could run you about $50. But I know where to shop, so it ain't gonna run me $50. Just gonna to shop for me some vitamins for me and the kids. I can spend about $20 and have a good supply for about 90 days or more. Cause she was like, Mommy, you did used to buy vitamins and she like you usually have them. Yeah, the chewable ones or the gummy ones. But I bring this up because I said, me of all people, I know I'm supposed to be on my vitamins and stuff, and it just seemed like my bones and joints and stuff was just a little stronger. And now I see the difference. So, anyways, when your hands is like that, you might need more help. Uh parents get older, their grandparents get older. Sometimes it's their knees, their legs. Y'all just don't understand as young people till you get older and you see straight up. But people do pay attention to how you treat them. You know, that don't mean that a person is pushing death or death is soon to come. That just mean that person need more physical help sometimes. And they don't even, why you think nursing homes exist? People do not be there, not even the people that's rich. I mean, that's not rich. They just put their people in a nursing home or get them a home health care caretaker because they're busy living their life. I'm serious. I hate to say it in a way that sounds messed up, but why do you think people's elderly people and people that need help and that's a little disabled, they have other people taking care of them? They not don't try to make this about rappers and celebrities all of a sudden. People being like this. It always hurt a older person feelings later to see that. I know it do. To see that like these is the same grandkids or the same kids that every time I needed they needed $5, $10 for school trips. They wanted the latest shoes. They wanted the latest hairstyles on top of feeding them every day. On top of providing all these things, right? Then boom, they hit 15, 16, 17, 18, they 20s. They forgot who you are. You what you mean? I know. And I'm not even old yet. But what I do is I make it my business to try to like humble younger people that's younger than me, not just for fun or just to bully, but yeah, like take it from me, bro. Now we were raised to respect our elders and stuff like that, but nobody ever just said, "All right, when y'all make it, you owe Billy and Jack and everybody $20,000 out of your first million." They don't tell us that as kids. They don't tell us that. Yeah, they don't like as we're coming up, they don't say, when you become a doctor, the first check belong to mama now. Come on now. You just expect your young people to show you who they really are over time. And then they gotta understand too that young people, we be having our own dreams and goals too sometimes. Now can like I said, can you at least make sure the person made it? Y'all know how this is called, you will make it TV. Now listen to what I said. Make sure the person made it. They might just still be getting enough to get them by and to pay their staff and to pay their bills. You know how much money you gotta have to be considered rich, wealthy enough to go back to the community and your whole family and bless everybody? Of course, everybody wants to be that person that does that. They want to look like the breadwinner of the family so they can it's just weird. It's weird. But not for people to have that as a goal. I was just saying, who wouldn't want to be the one that come back and bless their hometown family? And that's crazy to me. Mm, mm, mm. Who wouldn't? But are we seeing more of a trend of people like fighting for that position in their families? Because to me, that's not helping it anything. Everybody choosing designated financial advisors in their families. I can see why it's important, but it's not helping nothing when you got people competing to be that in their families. They're competing to be the one that everybody turn to for a dollar, a dime, a check. That's crazy. And I wasn't trying to sound like that. I was just saying, if I have money, if I'm gonna be giving it to you just because you family or an old friend, you better have the your whole business plan mapped out in front of us. You better have a plan that you can show me of what, because you can be handicapped, you can be disabled and still invest in something that's bringing you back a return either every day, every month, every week. Because these days you don't even have to go out and hustle by foot and hand no more. So y'all know how I was just talking about my hands. Don't worry about me. Luckily, we have online digital businesses that allow you to still run your business right from home, right from your vehicle, your RV, wherever you staying at, hotel, mansion. You don't have to have your working limbs to start a business. You might have to hire an assistant if you don't have limbs, but a person like me, you can expect me to still have a business with no limbs if it got to get to that. What would be my excuse? Okay, so you expect somebody to turn around and invest in you, but then you need 20,000 more dollars six months later. That's probably what celebrities are not settling for. Like they not just gonna take care of you just cause y'all are related. I don't know what's people problem is, and then they be like, yeah, I'm gonna go tell the internet and expose this person. That this person don't give us no money. Well, you look stupid if that person ain't getting no money. That's all you exposing. That you still want that person to be a money tree, and that person ain't even getting no money. You just thought because they had fame and notoriety, and a lot of people know about them and they brand and maybe share them. They got a few sponsors that they got money. That's weird. That's just not always the case. Remember what I said at the beginning of this stream. Just because you have fame does not mean you have fortune. You can go viral for anything today. Like, you know what I'm saying? People get lots of views on their content today. It don't take much. So you can have fame without fortune and you can have fortune without fame. And some people walk around with both. Okay? They have the fame, they have the fortune. But then you have the third F. Do they have the family? Like what's happening with the families? Uh, but then if the family's on some New Jack City where the whole family is eating and the whole family got businesses and stuff, you look behind it because that's what American Gangster was supposed to be about, and it was a true story. It's like why couldn't all be legal business though? Because that really is possible, but we need to talk about the history of what was happening with black families, black towns, black communities every time they would do this legally and put their own things together, their own independent ventures, buying their own properties and stuff like this. Like, why was it such a threat? You understand? If it wasn't a threat, you don't just run around burning down no whole town, no whole community, no whole black business, even if it's a church. We know churches are businesses, right? So when you burn down a church building, you're making a statement to that business, I guess. Okay, so anyways, I just thought this was like interesting because there does seem, Finesse Two Times was one of the most recent rappers that was people were coming for. You know what I'm saying? They was just like, why you not helping your mama? And your mama been on IG and all these different platforms talking about her rent is due. Woo woo woo. And I'm kind of glad people call this out, but not because I'm messy or I like to see drama. It's good people call it out because it's showing us something with family dynamics as well. Uh, whether you're an only child or you have siblings, it's not just the siblings that's looking at that. The parents themselves who raise those siblings. You know what I'm saying? They can tell the kids they have to sit there and beg and hunt to help them versus the kids that was just there, like willing to help because it was the right thing to do and because you're their parent. And you know, it's not always promised if you have multiple kids that both of them want to stay and help you when you get older and need more help and stuff like that. I got a baby right now. I know she'll be at home with me longer because she's a new baby. So as I get older, she gonna be right here by my side. That's why we already really be bonding. Like we just be bonding. She helped me. She be helping me already. Come on, bring it over here. Uh, I might tell her to help me up or give me a pillow. She already be helping me and everything. Now, I once had a. It wasn't a family member or nothing. You know, you can have open discussions with people out in public, on the public transportation, stuff like that. But this one lady opinion, we was talking about this same thing, but this was a few years ago, and she was just like, "Baby, now no, I don't believe in that." She said, "Your daughters don't owe you nothing when they grow up." And I said, "Hmm." I just was quiet. I didn't agree or disagree. The word "owe," when you put it like that, like no, but what they mean is when you come into maturity and awareness of, hey, this is not just my parent or my mother. This was the life bringer. This was the person who uh helped to prepare me for the life that I'm living. And it just you tap into the respect, you tap into the understanding, and then they just expect for their young people to have their back like they had theirs when they was young. I've been disappointed too, and I ain't even old like that. Like it's just more embarrassing. Like, bro, the elders are watching the youth just like the youth think they watching the elders. What do you mean? Nobody should be watching anybody but the youth watching the elders makes sense. Like you're their guidance. Like I mean the elders are their guidance and their helping hand and stuff like this. So, you know, I'm not saying they're gonna be perfect. Even the ones that were perfect, what I'm saying, they don't always have help from the ones they expect to have it from. And this is not just people who become famous, like and people accusing them of not turning around, giving back to their communities, giving back to their families after they make it. Everybody wants success. Everybody wants that, but everybody don't want it for everybody. For that reason, they never expected Glorilla. They saying they never expected her to be like this. Mm, mm, mm. They think they know people, but they did say you don't know a person until you get them a pocket full of money. Give them a pocket full of money for a day. Then you know a person. Give them some money. I swear. And they study you so hard, broke. And because you were broke for so long, they like, well, yeah, I know this person. But that person gets some money, you don't know them no more. And they act surprised every time, bro. It's like you can say that's your sibling. You can say that's this person, however close you was to them. You can only say you knew them as far as broke things. You didn't know them all the way. You was scared to put some money in their pocket. You didn't know them all the way. Was you scared to put some money in their pocket? Because you don't know a person until they got there, kinfolk. And we ain't talking no. I'm talking about get him a pocket full, get him some band, put some M's on it. Then you see who a person is. They know I'm telling the truth. Put put enough in front of them. I think some of them have already discovered this. That's why they still use money as one of the number one bribery tools and convincing tools and motivators. You know, the same thing you need to survive is like the number one thing people use to manipulate people with. It's crazy. You know, you can't pretend that that's non-existent. Uh, but yeah, don't y'all think that's something like you really don't know a person? I might have to do some quotes about this today because it is true. Some of these quotes that have existed for a long time and came from different cultures around the world, they are true. You don't know a person until they got a lot of money. What it is, they just be having open reactions like, oh, this person don't even take care of their family. Some of them get accused of not taking care of their kids. That's even worse. You see, they look at that even worse, bro. Like when they know you're famous and you have fortune and you're being painted out to have money and have this lavish life, of course they jump all over that when they find out about stuff like that. Like, oh, you got 2 or 3 kids you ain't taking care of, or you got one kid that you went to. It could be one. You could be taking care of the other 8, but that one stays somewhere else. You see, or is provided for some other way. So, they'll still look down on it because if you're rich, why you not taking care of all of them? That's just how people will forever look at it. Now, I don't think Glorilla had no kids though. You see, I don't know. I don't think she have kids yet, or she might have one. But I feel like when they have kids, they're selfish to just like, oh, girl, them kids don't need that money. You rich now, give it to us. You feel me? But these be the same people preaching about generational wealth and um, how to deal with our finances and save and budget. And things do cost more today. But you really can still live a minimal life though. Like when you just look at life, like, do I have my basic necessities every day? Of course, we all want to live above that, which is living above your means. I don't care who you are. Nobody needs a big walk-in closet full of clothes. The word need, N-E-E-D, you can get through a whole year with 2 outfits per season and maybe a couple pair of pajamas, which you can fit in a suitcase. You can survive off of for a year. Okay? Don't ask me how I know. Because I might have to tell y'all, it's been people that survived things already. I probably ain't never just had no 10 outfits. I may have kept it very minimal, like 30, 40 outfits for the whole year. 2 pair of shoes, 1 pair of house shoes, 1 pair of slides. Like, when it just comes to necessities, though, you can do that and save a whole lot of money. I already know about it. 1 pair of slides, 1 pair of boots, 1 pair. You ain't shopping for the ladies all the time. They don't try to make you better than nobody. That's just a person that is kind of ahead of the game because they done already found out what their basic necessity means are. They see the value in it. They see they see where they can be saving and collecting as well along the way uh, as they live that basic needs life. Once again, the goal is for us to overcome basic needs and live more comfortable, luxurious. Cause her sister was like airing out, what I'm saying, the kind of struggles that they not only have endured in their past, allegedly, but some things they might be enduring while she's actually famous and rich. That's why people listen. But once again, those are not her kids. But her mama did something right. One of her kids did make it. Even me, I wouldn't feel like my kids owe me nothing back. Back to what I was telling y'all, that lady was telling me. I wouldn't feel like they owe me nothing back. I would just feel like I did something right, or I gave them what they needed. I gave them the tools that something right. If you make it and you done got big contracts with rappers, and I'll feel like, I mean, if that's the direction you wanted to go, but I wouldn't think, oh, my kid owes me a house or my kid owes me a car. That's the thing. Maybe they wouldn't want them, and that's the thing, maybe hopefully they do change a lot more laws when it comes to rights to children and inheritance and money and stuff they might come into too. So they can be more on a, because child stars and child actors, child famous celebrities, child celebrities, and kid celebrities are very real. People can say they don't like what kids do when they go viral, but you watching them, you helping to keep them viral. You giving it that attention. Why do you think it's still being filtered? It's not being took down, banned, because you're still supporting it. You understand? Thank you. Mm. Thank you guys for tuning in to another live segment here where you will make it TV. I just wanted to come give my reaction. Overall, I don't feel like it should be like that. Like people have the wrong mentality. If one of your kids out of the 10 made it or makes it, give that person time to, what I'm saying, make sure they made it too. Otherwise, you putting the family in a whole lot of debt because you think that person made it the whole time that person just had an advance. That person got to work that money back. And then that person can't make that money back if that person is spending the advance on everybody. Come on, bro. That ain't even the paycheck yet. That was just your first signing deal bonus type of deal, like 100,000, right? So your kinfolk call you for 20,000, like you pushing it. I just got this endorsement. I gotta put this up, invest in stuff first, and people not gonna always understand it. Why would they just give you that much money, trust you with that much money out of 800K? You want 20K? I mean, is you finna help this person flip this or invest this somehow? You just asking them for it because you like, yeah, I heard you just signed with the Broncos. What's up, cuz? I heard you just signed with the Broncos. Oh, bro, that's just the first 100,000K advance. That millions they talking about on TV. Oh, I get that over time. I just get a salary, bro. They should just tell people the truth. Otherwise, the family's gonna feel like you being funny. Ooh, like money talks, but money walks too. It will. It goes just as fast as it comes. If you just passing it out, spending it because you rich now. Like, come on, bro. To the people that feel like they should get first deals and all that crazy stuff. They done thought about every dollar they ever invested in you. I wouldn't do that to my own kids. You don't owe me nothing. It would probably make them cry because I try to give you the house keys back. They like, here, mama, this is a new house. I'll probably try to get the house keys back. No, baby, I can't take this because I know I'm going to be a strong woman. Regardless of what any of my daughter, I'm going to have to be there. Because what if they don't become anything great or special? You can always come back home. Mama's still going to be holding it down. If you ask me, I'm just predicting my future. I'm going to still have a doghouse. Me and your sister will be at home. You can always come home if your rap deal don't work out. College don't work out. Your husband put you out. Now, why would I be expecting you to make it so I can live off you and you could go through things too? And then I don't have a house because I was waiting on your 20,000. That's crazy. Even in my 50s and 60s, your mama got a home. If I'm still here, I'm gonna be sitting somewhere by somebody garden. You can come back to your mama house. And if you try to buy me a house, I ain't gonna know how to feel like. Uh Most of the moms they just cry and accept it if they kids, that ain't just something they try to make them do though. It look like the families be hurt like, oh, this person didn't do that. Um, they didn't just pick me. Cause I know they had to be hard. What they was talking about Glorilla, they was just like, oh, we seen her buy other people's stuff, her friends and her staff, but we still live a basic life. Like, I mean, you gotta take care of your staff though. You wanna some money from your sister, go work for it. But they don't be ready to do that. They don't be ready to do that, bro. Just help, bro. If anything, she gonna make more money. Put the whole family on. It seems simple, but I don't know everything about the industry. Like everybody turn on, even doctors. Why your whole family ain't eating and got what they need? I would encourage you just a doctor. That's enough money, not just to change your life. You invest in one business. Let the other family run that business. You got things to do. You're a traveling doctor. Let the family handle that restaurant. Let the family handle that hotel you just opened. It seems so effing simple. I'm telling y'all, this is you will make your TV. You can have fame without fortune, and you can have fortune without fame. And some people have both. That's the thing. They just be feeling like they know people. You studied them broke. You do not know them with money in their pocket. Long as that person know who they is with money in their pocket, I don't know. Now we might be talking. Cause, then they want to say, oh, this person changed because they got some money. That's why I'm speaking on it. Mm-mm. No, is it that or you just didn't know that side of that person? Like that mean technically you was always scared to see them with it. Cause you don't want to know. You saying you don't know that side of them. Oh, I just knew them when they was a broke nigga. I remember they was struggling. I remember. Okay, so out of all this stuff you remember, you got to know that person. You saying you know that person. That person should come back to your hometown, put money on top of everything, uh, turn everybody on. But you don't you okay, then you saying, oh, this person fake. I didn't know that. This person different with money in their pocket. What you mean? You didn't that just means you didn't know that person at all, bro. You only knew they broke, struggling, paycheck to paycheck side of them. That's it. That didn't mean they didn't have no other side. I'm sure, like I said, put money in somebody's pocket, you see who they are. I don't want to see what people show me like, oh yeah, I'm a struggler too. Yeah, right. You probably got bank accounts, M's anywhere. I don't care what you got on. Like, I'm not the one to fall for that. You feel me? Cause I might be one of those that walk around and just Skechers. Uh, you see what I'm saying? Like, not try to. If I get rich, they ain't gonna be on interviews trying to get money out of me because I wouldn't be flashy like that. Ain't nothing wrong with it, I guess, y'all. But look what they be going through. You want it to be flashy, get on IG and all this. You a celebrity. Let us have that stuff. But they also use these platforms as well to stream and monetize and get their content out there too. We all like it though. It's social media. We went from VH1, MTV interviews to this. You know what I'm saying? You can just actually see your favorite rapper live streaming today and actually chat and be like, "What's up, YB?" or "What's up, Kodak Black?" You know what I'm saying? Like you have a more personal experience with your favorite celebrities today. And I mean, people do that all the time. Like, "Hey, listen to my music," or "Hey, Boosie, let me hold 20,000. Let me hold 20K, bro." They say it as a joke right there on the internet, but they really serious. If Boosie hand them $20,000, they gonna take it. Uh, what do you mean? You have to be built for this. No, people just scared to struggle, I guess. But struggling, when you find the beauty in it, I'm not saying there's anything beautiful about struggling, but sometimes it's no beauty in it. That's why I'm saying you gotta find it. And then you find it. And you're like, wait a minute, most people just know this side of people. That's why they be like, that person changed and they different and they acting funny. No, that was them the whole time. That's them with money in their pocket. You knew them when their bills was overdue. You knew them when they had a hole in the back of their pants walking in the wintertime. You know that side of Jack. You know the side of Jack that runs out of gas. Come on, man. Let me talk about a few struggles. Cause Glorilla's sister, she was putting some out there. She said, "Hey, been eating beans out of cans over here, while Glorilla out here on tour, going to shows and concerts and selling tickets. She said we sleeping on air mattresses with no air. She's such a comedian, man. But it's nice to meet her. Unfortunately, under these unfortunate circumstances, the internet is seeing you like this. You know what I mean? I was like, damn, I didn't even know Glorilla had 10 sisters and brothers and maybe 9 other siblings, whatever they got going on. You know, it's interesting. Not in a messy way. Like, she come from a big family. Ain't nothing wrong with telling the public about that. Tell them in your songs and everything. Oh, y'all didn't know? Not all, a lot of black people anyway. That's believable. Like, girl, we ain't finna be tripping on that. Some of us come from big families. The only thing make them different, they're celebrities. And yes, that is a different topic, a whole different category when you just got people be like, yeah, I got 13 sisters and brothers. No, bro, we not talking about the ones that spread out. We talking about like Glorilla family, where all 10, all 8, all 6, all 5 was raised in the same household, bro. Yeah, let's bring that old school back. There's nothing uncommon about what some of us women are doing today. Yes, there was women, they all over TikTok. They got family stories and family channels and brands now. Those are the most popular channels that blog their life when they got 10 kids. And all their kids be dressed better than some of these people with just 2 or 3 kids. All 10 of them. All 10 of them had a lunchbox, they medicine in the morning, brush their teeth. I mean, these moms been out here like super women. And yes, they're married. Oftentimes when they have, just like Glorilla Mama was probably married. They always think when they hear black family and it was a bunch of kids, I said, I don't know where that mentality came from. That's just bias. Because that is not the truth out here in these streets. There are families with 4 and 5 plus kids and they married. I don't know what people thought. In their black families. Happy Black History Month again out there. Shout out to y'all. Like different cultures have their different sufferings, most definitely. And if she trying to push some music, this definitely gonna do it. Y'all know how they be doing that too. Like her fam just understood the assignment. If anything, like let's come out and say that she's not doing anything. You know that we're gonna get money off the views off this. If they eating beans out of a can, they won't have to be long because just some things uh people do care about because that's like more your character. Like that has nothing to do with your talent as a rapper. You don't want to buy your family nothing. But some was saying she did. She bought one of them a car, the dad a car. Like I guess it just wasn't everything they thought it should be. And then you know when you buy somebody a luxury car, bro, they gotta be able to afford the gas in it. People just think they deserve stuff. You understand? Certain cars need certain type of fuel. That's what I mean. That's my reaction to this. Certain cars need certain type of fuel, but you think you need a SS Mustang uh speed racer car just because your daughter or son made it. You should have the nicest car on the road because you gave birth to that person. I still believe in it though. So, you know, why wouldn't it be any sibling or child's dream like they want to give back to uh well, that's how it used to be. You know what I'm saying? The youngsters now they so spoiled it's more about them. And then when that person old and sick and they gone, this just the truth, y'all. That's when people want to be sad and grieve and miss the person. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of messed up. Like why they hurt? If they ask you to help take the trash out or help do something because their bones is still they getting old. You know what I mean? They can't move as fast. It's like, oh my God, I'm slowly seeing how it all happens. Not how it all happened with a D, but how it all happens with an S, is what I meant to say. She don't need nothing. She just came to work you up. Why are you messing with her? Yeah, 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 yeah. Um, with her having so many siblings on a positive note, I don't see why it's a bad idea. Cause they could be working another business. Y'all see how Blueface does what he do, even while he was in jail. No matter what he going through, he got his Blue Crab restaurant over there, and it looks like his mom and baby moms and them be helping him keep the restaurant open. That man probably don't be there every day working and managing things. We know he don't, cause he just got out of jail. That's why you don't want to just grow one tomato. You want to start a whole garden where you can produce them as frequently as you like. Thank you guys for tuning in. I mean, do y'all get what I'm saying though? Like, it just seemed easier. You invest in a few businesses. If they want to be lazy and not work those businesses, you ain't trying to get no money. You just trying to control how that person disperses money to you because you know they have fortune. It should be nothing wrong with them building and expanding something. Like, you don't have to hand a person a check. You can hand them a business. You can also sell your business. You can sell business ideas. That's another thing people don't know. You just do that for a living. Moo boo boo. Help people to learn and find positive ways to invest their funds. That's going to bring them a for certain return every time. Because then that's not just passing out money. That's like you help a family eat for generations. And I've heard of different programs where people like they try to like, yeah, let's save money and build our own communities and tiny house communities. Um, the thing with with those type of efforts, you hear a lot of stories where some person ran off with the money, and you had 20, 30 people pooling their money for a cause, so they could all build together, right? But yes, I've thought around different things like this. I wouldn't invest in anything like that because there is the risk that somebody could do that, and all of y'all saving money for years, whether it's for a vacation, a trip, some kind of campaign or organization y'all trying to start, one person can run off with the money. I just say it pays to build the garden and let the people have a choice if they want to work in the garden. But people don't like doing it. Like Kali, like, hey, let me help you build this business. Let me help you build this brand. Let me help you stretch this network a little bit. That way, I can take 15% off top, and I can do it legally because we got a contract, and you cool with it, and we got a new idea to expand it every month. No, I don't believe that either. One person can't do it all. Exactly. So why do they want one person to pass out all the money just because they made it or they obtained some kind of fortune? Just a question there, guys. While I pop in my next K cup, I keep trying to cut it off, but it's such a juicy, relatable topic. It's just, you know, it's easier to say that somebody's, I guess, acting funny when you don't get what you want out of them exactly when you want it out of them. That's all I'm gonna say about that with the Glorilla thing right now and what her family trying to say about. It really ain't her family. It's like one sibling coming out giving her opinion about. I guess she's speaking for the family on the camera or whatever. And sometimes you're gonna have that one. They say, "Forget this, man. I'm finna talk about this person. They ain't gave us no money. They out here famous and got money." It's just not my taste. I wouldn't do that. I would be more happy for If I really care and love about that person, they'll probably feel my energy. I'm far away. I ain't even in the crowd. They'll still feel my love. Like, dang, my big sis proud of me, or my big cousin, I can feel she proud. I ain't even dead yet. I'm just not around. Like, with I don't know if people believe that's real, but some people, you don't have to judge how close they were, are, or will be. It's like a natural connection. The people in life that was really close and was raised close like that, they can feel each other, bro. You can separate them for 20 years if you want to. Do memory, brain shock, try to make them forget each other. Try to make them beef with one another. Some people that you can tell that their sister is talking about Glorilla, you can tell that probably at one point they was close. Like in my opinion, you can tell she loved her. I wish the best for Glorilla and her family overall from You Will Make It TV. Um, I can say that, people just like to look at the drama and the beef and things. But if you read between the lines, she not just trying to expose that girl, in my opinion. I agree with what Blueface Mama said. Her reaction, she's hurt, and it shows. People don't always understand that part of it. She can be just as busy instead of doing interviews trying to build her own brand. It would be easier. Your sister a rapper. So now if you put some music out there, you might actually mess around and get her following yourself. People find out that's your sister, but she was saying something about how she experienced a phenomenon, probably went through something, got jumped, or got confronted, or got, you know, because of who she was, and celebrities and famous people with fame and brands and status, they don't think about that. Like I said, I think to them, they just want to be that one that, oh, I'm my family first millionaire type of stuff. They're not thinking about how, look, bro, just your name blowing up like that actually does throw other people in the spotlight that probably didn't want to be there just because your name just blew up. For real. And that's when you really see, you think you walking alone, all the shadows start coming out. You know what I mean? Um, you dragging other people into the spotlight with you. You like, no, I'm all alone physically. Physically, I'm moving like a one man army, but you being in the spotlight. I guess that's why they only allow her in this place as much as they can control it. They try to control who's in the spotlight.